won't waste another minute, no, I won't. I'm a man on a mission. I'm a man on a mission. I don't need no permission. I'm a man on a mission.
Welcome to Entitled to Nothing, where we believe our life is our fault. My name is Mink, and today I'm going to tell you why we must embrace the most difficult circumstances in our lives. I started this show because I have failed over and over again. Talk about difficult circumstances. On my first business, I lost $100,000. I've filed bankruptcy, and once I started to figure some things out and I made my first $1 million, I found a way to lose it all, and I had to start over again. And through this process, I've turned my failures into lessons, and I've used these lessons to create a life on my terms. And I want to share everything I've learned on my journey with you in this show to help inspire you on yours. So today, we're going to talk about pain a little bit. We're going to talk about the challenges and the struggles and the hardships of life. So I wholeheartedly believe that we must embrace the difficult situations in life, the challenges and the hardships and the struggle. And I believe that because life teaches us that it's our most painful moments that give us the opportunities to learn and grow. And I remember the first time I learned this lesson, it was 2014, 2015, and I was going through that process where I told you, I made my first million and then I lost it all. Well, I was in the process of losing everything. And it was so painful, it was so difficult. And every day I felt lost to some degree. And in that period of my life, I wrote down this quote from Jim Rohn on my whiteboard, and I read it every single morning. And it said, "Don't wish life was easier, wish you were better." I read that every morning, multiple times throughout the day, every night. I was going through this experience of losing everything. And it would have been really easy for me to wish, I wish this was easier. I wish this wasn't happening. I wish that didn't take place. Why did this person say that? Why did that thing over there happen, right? I found myself for a moment wishing that it was easier. And that's never going to get us anywhere. And I used this idea, this principle from Jim Rohn to rebuild my entire life, to make it through that moment, to come out on the other side. And even though I did lose everything and I did have to start over, because I was looking at that moment as an opportunity for me to grow and I wasn't wishing it was easier, I was wishing, okay, I need to get better. I need to learn. I need to evolve. I need to grow. The reason why I drove this business into the ground is because I didn't have the skills and the tools or some of the character traits. I didn't have the experience that I needed. So that means if I'm going to drive the next one back up the other side, I need to get better. And so it makes no sense for us to wish life was easier. Life is fucking hard. And oftentimes there's nothing that we can do about it. And using weights as an example, right? I spend a lot of my time working out. I think it's a really great example of life. When you go to the gym, the weight doesn't get lighter, you just get stronger. And the more that you lift the weight, the easier it becomes to lift. Life is the exact same way. We develop mental resilience, emotional strength, courage in the exact same ways that we develop our biceps or our back or our chest. It's through carrying weight. It's through repetition. It's through pushing through tension and stress and pressure. It's by embracing the things that you don't want to do, but using them to grow. I think on the other side of the challenges and the problems and the pain that we experience is the opportunity to grow. Going back to this moment in my life, I knew that if I was going to get to the other side, if I was going to recreate myself and build myself into a successful business owner and create life on my terms like we're talking about with this show, I knew I needed to get better. And so I've made this a rule, a principle in my life. Don't wish life was easier, wish you were better. And every time I'm facing a difficult situation, I'm going through a painful experience, I try to take a step back from it and say, okay, how can I get better in this moment? What has this failure taught me? Where am I lacking and where do I need to grow? And oftentimes I think the difference between the most successful people and everyone else lies in this principle, in this idea. You see, oftentimes we see failure as something that signals to us that we're not good enough or we don't have the skills or we can't make it, rather than signaling that we have areas to grow. And the most successful people don't see failure as failures. They see them as lessons that are signaling that you're weak in this area and you need to invest here so that you can bridge this gap from where you are to where you want to go. But that's only possible if we live our life by this rule and we understand that we should never wish life was easier. We should just wish that we were better. And then we get up and we go work our asses off to make ourselves better. And the more valuable we become in the world, the more that we can give, the more that we can serve, and the more that we can lead. And ultimately, the way that you create life on your terms is by leading, giving, and serving. You know, it's been said that if you help enough people get what they want, what you want becomes automatic. And that process of bettering ourselves, you know, I think in a lot of ways, I've developed this philosophy. I say I need to better my best. I need to get better every day. And that is really an ethos that I live my life by. And it's just an abstraction or it's a part of this greater message. Don't wish life was easier, wish you were better. And I've kind of channeled that into better every day. And every day I get up, it's day one of one. And my goal that day is to treat that day as day one on my journey. It didn't matter what happened yesterday. It doesn't matter what's going to happen tomorrow. All that matters is this moment right in front of me. It's my one day. And today I'm going to better my best. I'm going to do everything I can to learn and grow and maximize this moment. All of that came from the seed of this principle, this idea from Jim Rohn, to not wish life was easier, but wish you were better. Said another way, the more challenges and obstacles and things that we solve and work through, the stronger we become. And that strength creates confidence. It creates resilience. And it gives us the ability to know that whatever we face in the future, we're going to be able to figure it out. You know, I think this is really one of the biggest how do I say this? What am I trying to say? What I'm trying to say is, I think that the greatest way to build confidence is by doing hard things. And I know in my life, when I first started business, I didn't know what I was doing, right? As I started to learn and grow, the more problems that I solved, the more challenges or difficulties that I overcome in business, the easier that weight became to carry. And the more I carried it, the longer I carried it, the bigger and the more I was able to create. The reasons why this lesson or this principle is so important is because it's really the foundation of confidence, of belief. On the other side of the doubts, the fears, the hardships, when you work and grow through them, is a greater level of belief in yourself. When you don't want things to be easier, when you just want to get better and then you go out and get better every single day, you're building a confidence and a belief and a certainty in yourself that literally creates the next evolution of growth. And then the next one, and then the next one. You know, in my business, when I first started, making a $100 decision was very stressful. And I started to make them because the business was growing, and then it got easier. And then a $1,000 decision was difficult, and then a $10,000 decision. You know, and now we routinely make decisions for millions of dollars. And it's easy, not because I'm some amazing human or because I'm so fucking strong or smart. It's because day after day after day, I just didn't wish anything was easier. I just sought out the opportunity to get a little bit better. And day after day after day, those bricks turned into a giant foundation of belief and strength and opportunities. But it starts just with the simplest act, wishing that you were a little bit better each day. Going through this process of growth and evolution and just living life, but living it with an observation of looking for principles and lessons and things that I can learn from. One of the things I've observed is the qualities in people that I most admire, they're there because they worked through or they grew through something. You know, if you want to have more courage, you need dangerous situations and difficulties to overcome. If you want to have more strength, you need adversity and challenges and problems to solve. If you want to have more wisdom, you need to solve more problems and figure out how to grow through them. So on the other side, you have a greater level of intelligence. The problems that we face are the seeds of our growth. And if we embrace them and we work through them, we can grow and go as far as we're willing to. So I'll say it one last time. Don't wish life was easier. Always wake up and wish that you were better. And if you can get better every single day, if you can commit to this idea of constant and never-ending improvement, or as I like to say, better my best. You can create lasting change, lasting growth, and you can build life on your terms. Thank you for spending some time with me today. I know the time that you spend with us is the greatest gift that you can give. And so for that, I just want to say thank you. If you found value in this show, if something that we said connected with you, or you found that it touched you or met you where you were, the only ask we would ever have is to subscribe to the show. And if you think it's valuable, share it with someone that could get a lesson from it, that it might connect with. We say this every week. We say the life that we want is on the other side of the responsibility we embrace. And if you embrace the responsibility of wishing you were better and then going out and getting better every single day, you can live life on your terms. I'll see you guys next week.